Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Welcome to my Shop My Stash for February. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. In this video today, I'm going to be taking you through my Shop My Stash, give you my mini reviews on all of the products I was using in January. Then we're going to go inside the drawer to select new products for February, and I will be showing you all of the eyeshadow palettes I will be testing out in February, as well as showing you the lip products I used this month. So let me give you a full overview. This thing right here, the NYX HD primer, is still going strong, so that's going to stay in. I like it enough. It's not my favorite, but it is something I can continue using. This lip balm from C.O. Bigelow, I'm a little bit tired of this one, but I think it's also almost gone, so I'm going to soldier on and keep that one in until it's gone. MAC Paint Pot in Painterly and my MAC eyeshadow in Orb are still going strong. But is it just me, or I'm not sure if this shows up on camera, but there is already a pretty nice dent in this eyeshadow. So I've only been using it for about 6 months, so I'm curious to see how quickly I can hit pan on this. Mascaras and brows, I already opened some of these, so I did a new Essence and Catrice video in January. And with mascaras, once I open them, especially if they're by Essence and Catrice, I know I need to start using them really quickly because they can dry out a little bit more quickly than others. So I am going to be putting the Lash Princess in here and also the Glam & Dull. These are the brown versions of these mascaras, and this is also waterproof. So a brown waterproof mascara. I love it, but that means that it's time for this one to go. It's also a little bit dried up. I haven't been using my brown mascara all that much because I was wearing quite colorful things. And then I like to go in with black mascara. And those are still going strong, you know? The Falsies Lash Lift by Maybelline is one of my favorites, and the Catrice Glam & Dull in the black. I've been topping the Glam & Dull over any volumizing mascara I've had for years now, and I love it. So I can't wait to see what this combo is like in brown. And then for brows, the Essence Make Me Brow. I think the last time I showed you was Shop My Stash. This I had to go and repurchase because mine was empty, so I went into store to pick up a new one, and they always sell it tape and shut, so I always hate it, but yeah, that's why I prefer to go online for these things. Oh well. And then my Soap & Glory Archery Brow Pencil. This is still going strong as well. I'm really glad to have this back into my life because it is one of my favorite brow pencils of all time. The main change is usually going on around here. Powder-wise, I was still using my Etude Secret Beam powder, and I'm not sure you can see, but I've hit pan on it for a second time. So this pan was already here, and now I've created this one right here off to the side. I'm gonna keep using this for the next couple of weeks. And then when it's time to fill my declutters, which I always do at the end of February, this is gonna be thrown away because it's getting old and I have so many other powders that I would like to test out, but this is a good one. I can still use it, so it's gonna stay. So I already mentioned this in my beauty empties in January that I was going to throw this away as well. We've had a good run, this Estee Lauder Futurist Hydrarescue and me. There's only a couple of uses left, and of course I could continue using this to use it up. But Essence and Catrice have both come out with stuff that can be used as complexion products that I need to test out. And there is a foundation that I would like to test out to see how much I like it, to determine for my declutter whether I should keep it or not. So this I need to retire, and when I declutter my makeup collection, I'm going to be throwing this away because it's essentially empty. I love this product. I think it's really, really nice. It's just time for me to move on to other things and use those up in my makeup collection. Primer-wise, I'm going to keep this guy in, the Glossier Futuredew. I'm making a really good dent in this. Like, it's now like about 1/5 of the way gone, so I'm happy with that. And the foundation I'm going to be using, I liked a lot over this primer, so that's why I want to make that combo now. And then the Kiko Skin Tone Concealer. I already said it also in my beauty empties that this was gonna go. This is pretty much empty. Every single time I take the doe foot out, I get less and less product. There is just a lot of product caked on the side, so it looks like there is a lot of product still left in here, but there's only like a little bit here all the way at the bottom, which the doe foot cannot reach. and it's just not going down. And I've had that issue with this one from the start, where I was using it and then it's like just stuck to the sides and the doe food won't go there. So that's why this is also going to be a declutter when I film my declutters at the end of the month. And there's a new Catrice concealer that I would like to test out. Now, we all know how I feel about this. I thought it could be gone by now. It most certainly almost is. I think this ColourPop Pretty Fresh setting spray is like 2 more uses and then it's gone. Like, I really only have a teensy bit left. Like, the minute I tilt it, you can't even see it anymore. This is my favorite setting spray. I bought 4 of them for backups from ColourPop in the Black Friday sale. So when this is gone, that's all of the setting sprays I had until I made that purchase. So I just bought a couple of extra ones and I'm going to like have one in use and keep the others in storage. And then we're going into this section because that's where I've used most. I have the Kiko Flawless Fusion in. So is this now discontinued? I really can't tell because this color I cannot find, but the other colors I can, like for darker skin tones, I can find those. I had to scrape this down this time around because it got heart pan all of a sudden. Maybe because it is a little bit older in my makeup collection and it took a lot of scraping down to get that heart pan to be gone. So that's why this is now looking really dinky, but it works again just fine. But I have another bronzer to test out. Another bronzer I had in here was the Cheequeterre from What's Up Beauty, a really beautiful product, but I don't feel the lavender does anything to cool this down. I was hoping that on the face, this could look like a cool tone bronzer. It is not. It's too warm toned for my liking. It's really nice and light though. It is a really good fair skin friendly option. It's just not cool tone enough for what I tend to go for. Highlighter wise, I had the Hourglass Iridescent Strobe Light in here. I still love this product to pieces. Not going to be hitting pan on this anytime soon, even though it's been with me for a long time. At the start of the month, I was going in with the Catrice Glow Lover Oil Infused Highlighter a lot. This is a really pretty pinky tone, but very subtle highlighter. And then my MAC Double Gleam, I reached for a couple of times as well, but I don't know why. There's just something about the Hourglass. It just goes with every look, and this was just a bit too yellow for my liking for a lot of the blush options that were in here. So blush-wise, I had 5 options, which is a lot, not gonna lie. So I actually found this again in my makeup collection after filming some videos at the start of January. You're gonna be seeing those videos finally in February. So if you wanna see my entire blush collection swatched out, stay tuned. And this was one of the blushes that I thought I had decluttered, but I still had it and I was super happy. This is Seduce. This is one of the oldest blushes in my makeup collection and I still love it to pieces still this day. But I wanted to test out some more of my like light and cooler tone blush options that I hadn't reviewed yet. So here's the Sephora blush in Trust Yourself. This is really pretty. It doesn't look as lilac-y though on the cheeks as it does in the pan, I feel. Something that's truly more of a lilac is this Little Lilac Serum Blush from M Cosmetics. If you're looking for a really good, truly more purpley tone blush, that isn't too purple and it isn't too pink. This is that really good in between. And I love this formula. I still don't love the pipette. And then I also had to test out the What's Up Beauty Cheequeterre blushes. I have Relaxed Roma. This ended up being my favorite because it is essentially a mauve. But I have shades like this a million times over. So even though the product is really good, I know I probably won't be reaching for these. And the same goes for Peaceful Pizza. This is just a light pink. Again, the blue doesn't really do anything to balance it out, which is what I was hoping. It's almost as if the blue pigment isn't being picked up. It just looks really pretty in the pan. So those were all of the products that were in the drawer. So let me quickly show you what I was reaching for. Lip-wise, it was mainly these 2 things. That's all I reached for because these are 2 products that are on my use up list for 2025. Both of these Tower 28 lip glosses in Pistachio and Sesame I bought at the same time. Tower 28 doesn't put preservatives into their makeup, so you need to use it up because it's just gonna expire. And when I was filming that video at the start of January where I didn't just swatch out all of my blushes, but I also swatched out all of my lip products, I found out that these were starting to smell a little bit funky, so I made a commitment to try and use these as much as possible in January, and you can now see that they're gone for like a quarter of them is already gone. So I know it's very realistic for me to like keep these in my Shop My Stash the entire year and just use them every single time I want something a bit more nude on my lips, because this way I can just make that work a lot easily and then just keep using them until they're gone. But I also got quite a few new lip products in, which of course need to be tested out. And I hope to be able to like use a different lip product every single day in February because of that. But I got some new Lisa Eldridge bits, which I showed you in my haul last week. So I got Medici, which is this shade, which I decided to wear. This is cooler tone than the other one I have in the compact, and I really like this shade. It is perhaps a little bit deep though for a lot of people with fair skin, I would say. So. But you can, of course, sheer things down really easily with lipstick, so you don't need it to be, like, fully opaque if you don't want to. And then I bought Romy as the full-sized lipstick, and this is really pretty as well. It's just a little bit peach on me. It doesn't pull cool-toned, as the website describes it. It is a really good neutrally rosy pink. It's really pretty for every day. I do appreciate the shade. I just feel that Medici has more purple to it than this one does. This has a bit more brown to it. Let's go into the drawer and look at that mayhem, because then you'll understand why it's just really, really time for me to declutter things. So welcome to all of my blushes, bronzers, highlighters, foundations, concealers, primers, and powders. This is madness. Like the blush section, I cannot even see anymore. But there's a lot of new stuff from Essence and Catrice, and I need to start testing things out. So let me just talk you through. The foundation I want to rope in to see if I still like it is this Urban Decay Hydromaniac. I remember liking it a lot when I tested it out, but I don't think I've used it since, which is such a shame. But I remember this going really well with the Glossier Futuredew, so I really need to start using this. I said Essence and Catrice have new products out, and I need to test them out. So this Instant Bright Serum Concealer from Catrice was very promising in a first impression. So I'm going to make this the only concealer I use all month. More in complexion are the two sticks that both of the brands came out with. So the Essence Foundation stick and the Soft Glam Filter stick. This is quite matte though, so I don't think I'm gonna love it, which is why I want the Urban Decay in there. I like to have liquid in, and this, I haven't used it in all of the renditions that it can be used. So it can work as a foundation, but it should also work as a highlighter, as a primer, all that. So I'm gonna give both of these more of a chance to see how much I like them. And then this is a product I just need to test out. I've heard a lot of people now a lot of people gave me tips on my video how to use it. So the Magic Shine Eraser, I'm just gonna give it a whirl, but I do think this is not for me. I've seen a lot of people say, I love this for my oily skin. I don't have oily skin. So apparently it's just a silicone thing. You can apply it with fingers or one of the little pads that you get with cushion foundations. That's the sort of product you use with this. And I do have something like that, so I just need to start using it. But it will probably be like a 1 or 2 time thing, and then I probably am gonna retire that. The Under Eye Brightener from Catrice, this is their setting powder. I think it may be nice, but yeah, I'm just gonna test it out to see how much I actually like it. I just thought it was a bit messy. For bronzer, I'm gonna go in with the new Catrice Melted Sun Liquid Bronzer. This is really successful for me, and it's very cool toned, which for the winter time just makes sense for me. But if I'm testing out so many new things, I like having old favorites in. I'm still trying to hit pan on this Fenty Beauty bronzer, so I just decided to put this in as like a good favorite to see if we can now finally hit pan on this. And yeah, this is also something that's prone to hard pan, so I scraped it down. This was in my Shop My Stash in December, so I just know that if I get some more use out of it this year, I hope I can hopefully just hit pan on this. For highlighters, I won't be reaching for anything super new, but one of the shades is new to me. I just realized I hadn't used my Afterglow highlighter in Aura by Urban Decay in like forever. And I was like, you know what? I think this will be really pretty this time around. And because it's an older product, I just need to test it out to see if I still like it. And the Prism highlighter by Clio in the shade Fairy or Fairy Light, I really enjoy, and I think it's gonna go really well with some of the blush options I have. And then Catrice came out with a new shade of the More Than Glow highlighter. I was thinking this might be too dark for me, so I didn't try it out on camera at the time. This is in shade 040 Absolute Blushing Bright, but I do want to test it out to see if I like it as much as a shade I already own for years. So Catrice came out with 5 like blush and highlighter sort of sticks, and I just figured I just need to review all of these. This is a shade I put on in the video, and I think I also use this one, but I want to use these and like mix and match and like see how they work a little bit more before I give my final verdict. And I feel similarly about the Soft Touch Mousse Blush from Essence. This is essentially one of those like moussey, bouncy things that we see K-beauty brands do a lot. And a lot of you wanted me to review all 4 of the shades in a separate video. That's probably going to be a project for March because these products are not yet available in store. But I'm going to be picking up the 3 other shades when they become available, and then I'll do that video. But this way I can at least test out the formula to see how much I like it. And finally, this Laura Geller blush. This is the Baked Blush and Brighten in Pink Buttercream. This was a gift from a friend, Lorraine. Thank you so much for giving this to me. And I think this is going to be a little bit more neutral. And I like having a powder blush because sometimes I just want something really, really quick and easy. And then I don't want to faff around with using cream blushes. And then this is just, I grab my brush, I throw it on, and I'm happy. So this Laura Geller blush, I think, is going to be a good one to have in to have something that isn't like a cream. So yes, this looks really, really messy. I am very well aware, but I very often put my foundation up top. So this is going to give me some more space, but for the sake of the video, I'll have everything here. Let me show you what eyeshadow palettes I will be reviewing. So I have 4 new to me eyeshadow palettes that I have to review, and these are all by Chinese beauty brands. I'm really into Asian beauty, in case you weren't aware of that, and I was really curious after Flower Nose, and I tried some Cheer Yep in 2024 for the first time as well. So I wanted to see like, what is it really as good as I think? Are they consistent throughout multiple palettes, yes or no? So I got these all in the Black Friday sales, and I still need to test them out. But I felt this way, we have a nice little family of things that can go together. These palettes aren't huge, so I don't think, with February being only 28 days, I don't want to select too many new things, and I already have a lot of Essence and Catrice stuff to test out, so I don't want to have to like worry about testing out Flower Nose, for instance. This is the Black Swan palette. This is like essentially 1 look in a palette, I think. Maybe 2, but I love their packaging. Look at this, it's so gorgeous. This big guy is Weeping Angel. This is 8 shades, no 9. Which is like blues and purples. And this is the Strawberry Rococo palette in Star Moon Strawberry, which is this really pretty, like this is almost like spring vibes, so I'm not mad about it because we are getting some sunny days. It's been really cool and crisp this weekend, so I'm loving it because it's like, we're finally getting out of this like really dreadful, dreary, wintry weather. Like December was so dark because we had like 20 days of consecutive rain, and it was just really gloomy and not good for your mental health. So getting this sunshine in is just already making you feel like we're heading into spring. This is by Cheer Yep. This is the Jumping for Joy palette. I got this one off of MONOLITH. The other 3 I got through YESSTYLE, and I have affiliate link codes with both of those websites in the description box down below in case you're curious. So here is what the Jumping for Joy looks like. It's got pinks and it's light. You do get some deepening up shades, but I don't think it's super duper deep. This doesn't have the really beautiful multi-chromes though that the Fleeting Life has, the one in the red packaging that I have, which I ranked in my top 10 of 2024 because I fell in love with it. So I was hoping this had the same thing, but it doesn't have those kind of shades in. It still swatches beautifully. And I wasn't sure whether I would have time to film a video with palettes I want to go back to in February because there are so many new products from Essence and Catrice that I still need to review. And there are a couple of other videos I also want to do. So I think this one I'm just going to have to move to early March because March is going to be a longer month, of course, again. So I think I can still test them out in February, but then I'll just film the video at the start of March. And I wasn't for the longest time sure of what I wanted to put in the February going back to older palettes video. This one I was really certain of. The Ghost Face Lives from Glamlight. This is one of my favorite palettes I tried in 2024. It made me fall in love with Glamlight a little bit more than I used to because I didn't love them at all. But this is such a nice grayscale, and I think for the wintertime it just makes sense. And then I wasn't sure, and then I was just going through my eyeshadow palette collection. So then I was just thinking of palettes I hadn't tried in a while, and I came to these ones. So these What's Up Beauty ones were sent to me by the brand, but this Dragon Eye palette is really, really stunning, and also their Geodes palette. They're like neutrals with a twist, so that's something I can really get down with. And then the That's Taupe from Colourpop is such a classic. I was like, I just need to use it again. Same for the Tsimna Mocha from Glam Shop, because these are neutrals after my heart, and I just haven't used this in a while. So I just need to use some of these things again. So that was my Shop My Stash for February 2025. These are the products I will be testing out or I'm going back to. Stay tuned, because over on the blog, I will be writing dedicated reviews with any of the new products. I will be doing some dedicated videos with the new Essence and Catrice products as well this month. So some of the spin-off videos I told you about in my first impression videos. So I'm going to be doing a video with the 3 new mini palettes from Catrice, the eyeshadow palettes, the Tiny Treasures, that's what they're called. And I think I want to do a lip swatch video with some of the Catrice stuff as well. With Essence, I still have to like gather a couple of shades in order to be able to film some of those videos that I want to do. But yeah, that's what I have in store for you. And so I hope you'd like to stay tuned for all of that goodness. And if you're curious, after all the products that are like color in my makeup collection, I will have a video up in February going live every single day for a solid week, where I'm going to take you through the entire makeup collection and do all of the swatches. I always do this in preparation for declutters to remind myself of what I have, and it makes it easier to declutter. So I can keep my declutter videos focused on actually decluttering rather than going like, oh, this looks so pretty. And that way I can just keep things a bit more focused when I do those things. So yeah, that's something you can look forward to in February for sure. So stay tuned for a lot more content that will be coming your way on this channel, on my second channel, over on the blog. You can find me in so many different places, and you can find new content by me somewhere in the atmosphere every single day of the week. So I hope you'd like to stay tuned for more, and then I hope to see you again in my next video very, very soon. Bye-bye.